a question that I'm asked ever so often whenever I come across people who want to perhaps understand investing or people who want to start their own investing journey is if I were to start over again today, what would I invest in? And there's no right or wrong answer here. It's just personal preference. It's what works for you. For me, when I started years back, I took the advice of the greatest investor of all time, Warren Buffett, where he said that the average person or the average American, all they need is to own a piece of America, and they do just fine. I stuck with that, and for me, that was the greatest advice, and still is the greatest advice that I've ever had from somebody like Warren Buffett, who's, you know, I mean, his portfolio speaks for itself, and with the company Berkshire Hathaway. So I didn't, you know, try to beat the market when I started. I didn't try to automatically become an expert. I didn't try to, you know, think I know better than the greatest investor of all time. And I went with that strategy simply by investing in the S&P 500, you know, and that strategy has worked wonders for me. You know, I haven't tampered with adding too much funds. I haven't tampered with um, sort of jumping on the next trending stock. You know, as some people do, whenever they'll hear the fear of missing out sort of kicks in whenever they hear a new company. For example, SpaceX. You know, everybody, yeah, I need that in my portfolio. That hasn't been me. I've sort of just stuck with that formula of just investing in the S&P, and what an advice that is. And for me, that whenever people will ask, you know, how would you invest in Kelvin, and I'll go, well, it's up to you. You know, it's relative. It's what you feel. If I were to start again, I probably would have, with the knowledge that I have now in investing and the way the world is going with technology and with AI, I probably would have started, you know, investing in Nasdaq 100. You know, find a fund that tracks that index. But I wouldn't change anything. I'd still go off of the advice of the greatest investor of all time, because for me, I'm not, you know, I'm not an expert. I'm not in Wall Street 24/7. You know, I don't have the time to be analyzing companies. I don't have the time to be looking at the books. I don't have the time to be doing these things. So, you know, for the everyday sort of 9 to 5 worker or the everyday worker, you know, once you've budgeted, once you know you've done your expenses and everything, for me, the simple advice would be, you know, and this is in no way, shape, or form financial advice. This is all for educational purposes. But you know, if I were to start again, I would just own a piece of America. And you have people that would say, "Oh no, what if America tanks? What if it?" Listen, America's, you know, we don't want to get political here, but you look at all the top companies, all in America. So if I were to start it over again, I'd go on. I would still go off that Warren Buffett advice by just investing, owning pieces of America and just investing in the S&P. And some people will say, "Oh, but listen," some people will say, you know, that's just a measly, what, 6%, 8%. The numbers, everyone has got a sort of historical return in terms of the real returns of the S&P, and it changes. But the fact is that the past 100 years, it has returned an annualized return of 10%. You know, so with those numbers, that's good enough for me. I'm not somebody that chase fast returns. I'm not somebody that whenever there's a market drop, I panic. In fact, whenever there's a market drop, I take advantage. If I've got any extra cash, I invest. And that's what's really helped me in reaching six figures in less than 4 years, you know, just by being consistent, maxing out my stocks and shares ISA allowance, not panicking, not jumping on the next trending stock or not changing my strategy. So for anybody that sort of, you know, wants to start their investing journey, you know, not necessarily to go with that advice from Warren Buffett. For me at the time, I was reading a lot of books. I was reading Think and Grow Rich. I was reading The Intelligent Investor. I was reading The Millionaire Next Door. I was reading um, all these great finance and investing books. All the investing books I could get my hands on, I was reading at the time, and they all pretty much just said the same things: and just find a low cost index fund and invest in it consistently. So that's what I would do. And I wanted to come on here today just to. I had the pleasure of having a professional footballer um, um, in the office the other day, which is absolutely great experience for me as well. Somebody that with all the videos, I know we haven't done much videos covering finance and investing, but when we first started the channel, it was all financing. And I've got a lot of stick from people who say, "Kelvin, you're not doing the finance and investing videos anymore. What's going on? What's going on?" It was because we haven't stopped. It was all because we wanted to obviously cover the World Cup, and obviously with my past as a footballer, we wanted to touch on that. Listen, I love football. I can talk football all day. Just like I can with finance and investing. So we had this footballer in, and they were inspired by a lot of the things, and they felt that they needed that guidance, and it was a pleasure for me to guide them through to opening their first stocks and shares ISA, and explaining all these things, the advice that I took from Warren Buffett, and we went from explaining what a stock is, what the stock market is, an index fund, an ETF, compounding. We spent about almost 3 hours. We were in the office, you know, giving him that insight. And the same thing I said to him, I said, listen, you don't have to do what I do. You have to, as an investor, you do what you believe in. Investing is long term. Investing is not a get rich quick scheme or something that's going to make you rich tomorrow. Investing is 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. We touched on pension as well, and I'd like to add to that. Obviously, with in the UK, with the pension age now going further back and back, it makes it more important for you to take control of your finances and for you to take control and learn to invest long term. So we had this young chap in, and it was great. It was great, and at the end of it, one thing that he said that really stuck to me, and that really sort of it made my week. Absolutely made my week. He said, Kelvin, how you broke that down, that's one of the easiest ways that I could have understood about. I could have understood about how investing actually works. And he said, they'd had financial advisors coming into the football club, and they said, but he didn't quite feel confident. But when I sat down, and I also shared my portfolio with him, just for that transparency, that I've been doing this since 2021 for a long time consistently, and I'm still investing whenever I have income, and I've budgeted, with my expenses and everything. The first thing I do is invest in my stocks and shares ISA, because for me, I've got a target number that I want to get to. Financial independence is very, very important for me. For those who are very close to me, they would know that I live a frugal lifestyle. Some people might question that, but I do. I live a frugal lifestyle. I don't do anything that I don't live beyond my means or anything. Because as I said, what's important to me is being financially independent so I can do what I really love, which is all the philanthropy stuff, helping people and, giving back and all those things, and traveling. So when he said that, to me, I showed him, from when I first started, to where I am now, the dips, even in 2022, when there was a dip, I didn't panic. I showed him all of it, all the way through. And I said, listen, if I can do this, you can as well. And they left the office feeling so confident. And it was pleasing to see. It was pleasing to see. And that's one of those things that sort of, it motivates me to always come on here and talk to you guys about the importance of financial literacy, the importance of taking control over your finances. Listen, it's tough out there. It's really tough out there in terms of employment, in terms of salaries remaining stagnant, high taxes and everything. It's tough. But whatever you can, at the end of the month, whatever you can save, invest that. Invest that for long term. And if you're not sure how to start, take that piece of advice. from Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of all time, my mentor. Absolutely love the man. Um, just find you a low cost index fund and invest consistently in it. If you're unsure how to start, get in touch. Get in touch with me. Um, you know, Frugal First, the details are on the channel. Drop us a message. I'm on LinkedIn as well. So get in touch, and I'll be more than happy to sit you through to really sort of help with you understanding how investing really works. Investing is not forex. It's not whatever. This is all long term. You're investing. You're buying ownership in real companies. So it's really, really important, and that made my week. I just thought I'll get on here and I'll share that. It made my week and made me really happy that I'm able to help somebody who's going to be investing for a better future. So I just thought I'll come in here and share that. Again, the disclaimer: I'm not a financial advisor. This is all for educational purposes. Um, if you want any financial advice, do consult a qualified financial advisor. But for me, all the stuff that I shared is all based on my experience as a long-term investor. So I just thought I'd share that. It was really, really pleasing to have that young chap in, and also to share what I would do if I were to start again in 2026. So I just thought I'd share that.